Hi, I'm Edna Landau, and I'm really delighted to have this opportunity to spend a few minutes to speak with Musical America's 2013 Vocalist of the Year, the treasured and indefatigable American soprano, Joyce.
Thank you, that's very lovely.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Edna.
Congratulations. You know, one need not look any further than the homepage of your website, where you have posted the most amazing video of the making of your recent album, Drama Queens, to witness your amazing energy, your naturalness, and your go-for-broke approach to everything you perform. So I'm curious whether your courage to share yourself in this way derives from anything in your upbringing.
Oh, that's such a good question. Yes, it does. So I was on track to be a high school music teacher, choral teacher. That's sort of what I thought my vocation was, my calling. I had high aspirations about making a difference. But I sort of got sidetracked into this world of opera and the stage, and I was at a very pivotal point where I had done a semester of student teaching in some really difficult schools in Wichita, where there's a huge need for, I thought, really monumental teachers that would really affect change in young students' lives. And then I was at the same time pulled onto the stage, which felt from a distance this sort of glamorous, okay, maybe sometimes, but this sort of narcissistic, sort of me society of world of making it all about the high notes and applause at the end. And I felt really pulled to that, but I thought, but I should be in the classroom. And I had a big discussion with my dad. I said, Dad, I don't know what to do. And he said, you know, Joyce, he said, there's more than one way to educate people, and there's more than one way to teach people and touch them. And that was, you know, thanks, Dad. It was really the license for me to go into this, pursue this career with real freedom. But the driving force has always been, I want it to matter. I want it to mean something. I mean, we're here tonight also with the El Sistema crowd and Maestro Dudamel and talk about affecting change. So that has really always been, on a smaller scale, my sort of driving force. So it's an attempt to reach out to the fans. It's an attempt to fill in the blanks, to hopefully give a lifeline to some of those younger singers that are out there that are scared. They don't know if they should continue or not, and they're not sure what it's all about. I like to be a resource as I can, not only to the fans, but in particular the young singers that are starving for answers and guidance and help, and to just sort of help them along as I can.
So you actually sort of answered my second question, and I would be remiss in not mentioning that it was about your blog, because your blog is called Yankee Diva, and it is an amazing blog. I keep using the word amazing with you, but it's very appropriate, because you give so much encouragement to young singers and musicians in general, and I think they really think that you're speaking to them individually, because that is really your style. Was there anything in your young career, were there any frustrations or challenges that really motivated you to start this blog and speak to them in that way?
Everything was a challenge in the beginning stages. You know, I was never sort of picked as a future star. I was never picked as she's going to make it. I was always on the fringe of the stardom in the early years, and oh, she's a good musician, she's good on stage, we might be able to use her. It was sort of more sort of a facility player, a bench player almost. And so I had to really crawl and fight and sweat and bleed and cry to break into the level that I wanted to be at. And it was a struggle, and I had just enough encouragement along the way to keep me sane and pick me up when I was down. But this was through being 28, 29, 30, 31, things finally started that slow shift into another place for me. But you're talking about 9 years of real struggle and not knowing if it was going to break through or not. So I feel like it was yesterday that I was there. So when I see these young students, they have so many questions and worries and doubts and fears, I feel like I was just there yesterday. I still have struggles, they've just changed, and the vocabulary is a little bit different. But my heart goes out to them, and I think that's the original idea of wanting to teach, is sort of, I want to try and empower those along the way that I can to do their thing, because that's what we need. We don't need another Joyce Donato. I decided early on I wasn't going to try to be Berganza or Bartoli or Larmore. I was going to really try and do what I do, and I think that's what's going to sustain the arts in the future, is creative people, intelligent people, igniting inside them what makes them special. So if I can try and empower a few along the way to do that, I'm thrilled.
Well, you see, you are a teacher after all. You really, really are. And it is marvelous for all these young people that you tell them and you teach them that it's okay to be who they are. They must love what they do. They must have courage, and they must trust in themselves.
And joy in it. You know,
Absolutely.
I find myself reminding them to not forget that there's joy in this. That's why we all got into music in the first place. But somehow it gets taught out of us, or there's so much emphasis for so long on what we need to do to improve, which is part of the process, and that's necessary. But we've got to keep coming back to the joy of it, because then the audience will get that too.
Well, there's so much more to say, but that's all the time we have.
Thank
you,
you
so much. It was such a great pleasure,
A real pleasure
to speak with you. Thanks. Congratulations on the award.
Thank you.